Hello, everybody. Welcome to Super Gamekast 2. I am one of your hosts, Bronson Fiore, joined by the always awesome Aaron Reynolds.
Hey, I always
Hey,
am awesome.
you are the awesomest, duder.
Hey, thank you. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. It's pretty much the end of my week, so that's always a big plus.
Hell yeah.
I'm still trying to properly get our audio shit hammered out.
We're
So,
working on it. We're working on it.
so for those of you who don't know, we record this shit across the country. Aaron's in Seattle, I'm in Reno, and it's really hard to get that even.
Yeah.
Granted, it's a little easier due to something I figured out recently, but it's still kind of a bitch.
Yeah.
So, anyway, hey.
We're working on it.
So we got a logo. We have a
Logo.
logo, as you can see. It looks dope. Not the color palette I was expecting. I thought he was literally just going to carry over the Street Fighter 2 palette. So for those of you who are didn't catch it from our first episode, this is a sequel podcast, and when I went to go name it and make a logo, I'm like, Street Fighter 2, sure. And I talked to an artist friend of mine. He's like, "Yo, I make you a logo."
Thanks to friend of yours.
Yeah, so a friend of mine, Bremen Milan. If any of you are interested in logos or art, please let me know. Comment. Bremen Milan does great work. He does commissions. He's more than willing to do wonderful art for you for actually very affordable prices. I've hired him several times to do stuff like this. I hired him for my personal Twitch channel to do the background art for Stephanie and I. So, let us know. So, there you go. Anyway, the Electronic 3 is happening.
Is it?
Yeah, well, today was the last day if you were live.
The date of this recording.
Yeah, the date of this recording. So, there is actually something about this E3 that makes me, I became super motivated to, want to go to next year.
Okay, why is that?
I kind of missed it. I kind of
Sitting on the sidelines?
Yeah, dude, I can't do it anymore.
What?
It was nice at first for the press. I kind of figured it out. It's great for the press conferences. I could never go to another press conference ever again and be fine.
Okay.
But, I missed the actual show floor.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard it was getting worse over time.
It kind of is, but, I still just, missed being able to, network and, really, because, you meet a lot of really cool people and you exchange cool content and, you get a lot of genuine friends. I still talk to the people who run the biggest Pokemon YouTube channel in Italy.
Huh.
It's weird.
Okay.
And then you kind of miss the party aspect of it a little bit, too.
Yeah, I bet.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of
because you started before E3 started. You were like, man, it's very weird. I'm not going to E3, and I like it.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I fucking hate the drive down there. Other than the goofing around we do, that's fun. But the actual drive itself sucks because it's an 8-hour drive.
Yep.
And then the prep is just anxious, just nerves. And then the actual, press conferences, the entire time I go to every one of those press conferences, I'm like, we could just live stream over this if we had good enough hotel internet.
Yep.
And, just do the show right after and not have to leave and sit in LA traffic just to say we were there live.
Right.
I actually think Nintendo is so ahead of the curve on this shit. But,
I mean, with Sony just kind of bowing out, and that's something that I have been talking about with a couple people is looking at this. Nintendo made that move to doing directs a few years ago.
It was the year after the Wii U, which annoyed me because that was my first E3. I'm like, you couldn't hold your shit together for one more?
I mean, you missed the one where they had the DS is tethered to women, so like you already missed peak Nintendo conference anyway.
You know what? I still got that at my first one because they still were doing that.
Weird.
Just on the show floor. It's
Okay.
like, well, I guess you couldn't steal the DS now unless you want to steal this woman with it.
It's God. No.
I guess that's their mindset. I don't fucking know.
I don't know what that was about. But you know, when that started happening, I was like, okay, I get it. Like, but it was cool to have the press conferences live. It was a fun thing. But now, like, Sony left, and that's more because I assume they just didn't have enough stuff.
They barely had enough stuff last year.
Yeah,
like last year they had their big 4 games, 3 of which aren't out yet still.
Oh my god.
And they showed Neo 2, which has no date still. And they showed RE2, which was awesome.
Yep.
And then they showed a couple of other things that like still aren't out yet and are a while out. And it's like, and here's the thing: I've noticed this for a while. I noticed this started noticing this about Sony's press conferences in like 2015. They show a lot of shit that is like 2+ years out, and everybody gives them mad props for it. And I'm like, what? Why? Why? None of this shit is going to be playable for like 2-3 years. Like
because it's entertaining.
My first E3 was 2014, the one I went to in person. There were games from that E3 at this E3.
You want to play those again?
Fucking Shenmue 3 and Final Fantasy 7.
I always forget Shenmue 3's a thing.
Oh, it's because Shenmue's bad. That's why.
I barely remember Shenmue 2, let alone.
Most people just remember the first one.
Well, everyone talks about the first one.
The second one I primarily remember because it was on the Xbox.
Oh, okay.
That's what I remember about Shenmue 2 is they did a fucking Xbox port of that game.
Interesting.
Microsoft was real buddy with Sega when Sega went down the tubes.
That's
because like they got Panzer Dragoon Orta, they got
Jet Set.
Yeah, they got Jet Set. That was like a console bundle for the original Xbox.
I believe it.
And then they also got everyone got Sonic, but
yep.
But yeah, no, they got some good shit out of that when Sega folded up. But Sony got Virtua Fighter, and then
yeah, sure.
Nintendo got the Sonic ports.
Hey, it's working out for them right now.
Yeah. Well.
But when I was talking with people was that, like, do you think... Because people have been talking about, like, E3 dying, quote-unquote. Like, are they going to show the dates for the next E3 because things are going to the wayside? Do you think eventually these companies just do directs?
Well, I mean, okay, so here's the thing. I think E3... from I think the show floor still matters because I think like getting to do those interviews, getting everyone in the industry together to like chat and shoot the shit and talk business is important. And I think that nothing's gonna top a hands-on impression, right?
Right.
But I think the press conferences, that shit is dead.
Yeah.
We went over 4 this year. Even though there's 6.
Yep.
And quite honestly, of those 4 that we're going over, in my opinion, only 2 of them really mattered.
Sure.
So take that how you will. And it's just like, it's expensive for those companies to produce that shit.
Yep.
The only person that makes sense to actually be there right now are Microsoft and Nintendo. Because what Microsoft does is they do E3, but they also do for the consumer the Xbox Fan Fest. So it's like they build a like consumer level thing into it. And then Nintendo, because Nintendo is the only one who actually shows up at fucking video games. Isn't that a novel approach to a video game trade show?
Interesting.
Yeah. Weird. Fucking So,
well, I'd love to revisit that thought after we recap these press conferences.
Yeah, so we have Square, which was... Oh, that was rough to get through for me, buddy.
Are we starting with Square first? Did
yeah,
Ubisoft come before, or do we want to start with Square?
Well, I didn't watch Ubisoft. I thought we were just doing Square and Nintendo.
We can go to the Square.
Okay. Hold on. I'll pull it up on the screen here. Wata!
I don't even remember what happened at Ubisoft.
That should tell you everything. There's one thing from Ubisoft I did that did fall into my newsfeed that I actually really dug.
Okay.
Brawlhalla is getting Adventure Time characters.
Oh, that's right. That's interesting.
That was like the one thing I was like super stoked on. I was like, fuck yeah, I love Adventure Time. Brawlhalla's fun, so why not? So Square Enix opens up with, of course, Final Fantasy VII Remake, which...
Yes, long, extensive showing of the remake.
Yeah, but, like, I have a bunch of... Like, I wish I would have done these as tweets, because I now have to go dig through my Facebook feed for them. But, basically, the short version of it is... they're not sure how many of the... So, this is part 1 still. This is still part 1.
The game?
Yeah, like, this is going to be episodic. Or not episodic, but sold in parts. Right? So,
okay.
This thing that comes out in March 3rd, is going to be a 2-disc... $60 product that's just part 1. And when Kotaku asked them how many parts are there, they asked the director, Yoshinori Kitase, how many games are going to be in the remake. He said he can't say yet because we don't know ourselves.
Oh, man.
Ah!
This is such a huge fucking game.
Like... You've been working on... Dude, okay, first off, they had to restart development on this. They even said. But even then, you've been working on this since 2013, at least. You did a tech demo of this shit back in 2006? 2005? Like, holy shit.
Right. I don't know. And then, like...
And then, they have this insane collector's edition.
Alright.
Like, did you catch this news?
I didn't catch the collector's edition.
Oh, you are... This. Alright, so it's $330.
Okay, already we're... Alright.
It has it has a PlayArts Kai, which are really high-end, fully posable, fully accessorized, hand-painted figures on his motorcycle.
Okay.
Normally those do go for like $130 a piece, so to be fair.
Alright.
The deluxe edition of this part 1, once again, I'm going to remind everyone.
Like, are they all going to have collector's editions that are $300+?
I hope so.
Just to see if they're mad enough to do it.
So it comes with a Sephiroth steelbook, all the stuff in the deluxe edition, which I'll go over in a minute. A bunch of DLC materia.
Okay.
A mini soundtrack CD, and a hard book concept art book.
Wait, what's the steelbook? The Sephiroth steelbook?
The steelbook is just like a steelbook for the game.
Oh, okay, alright.
It has like Sephiroth and fire on it.
For $330.
For $330. If you want all of that shit without the PlayArts motorcycle or the PlayArts Cloud, you can get the deluxe edition, which is $80.
Oh.
So, I mean, that actually doesn't seem like too bad of a deal. But,
yeah.
Especially, but then I'm like, like, I don't, because, like, who said, like, I know they're going to finish this game. Like, I know it's going to happen.
Yes.
But I'm still just like... The fact that you have the balls to come out and say, we don't know how many parts of this is going to be. You buy like 5 of these. Who fucking knows? We don't know what's going to be done.
This thing is goddamn huge. Everyone wants it. We're trying to work on it. And, Like, I
We
know
need
nothing
to.
about development, but I assume
We
like they're
need,
doing this episodic because they're just trying to get out as fast as possible.
and also they need to probably recoup some money because this game looks stupid expensive.
It does.
It's coming to PS4 and Xbox One. That's
Okay.
coming to PS4 first, so it's timed exclusive. Um, One thing that bothers me about this is it's like, so this game is like a hybrid of like real time and turn based,
Yep.
and I'm just like, what the fuck? Why did fucking people just turn their back on turn based combat?
Because of people like me, Bronson. The only place
That's,
I have time for turn-based is Pokemon and Persona 4.
okay, man, but like these games were never for you then.
Well, right, and so like I'm confused to be honest because I'm not the Final Fantasy guy. So
And here's the thing: all this does, like this new combat, this like weird, like oh, it's part real time tactics and or like part real time hack and slash part tactics system, is just piss me off. Like that's all this does. Like I just want this shit to be turn based, like Persona 5 and Persona
do you
4.
do you think they could implement that in this game? Like, do you think that'd be difficult to do?
I don't. I think it'd be a lot cheaper than actually what they're doing.
Well, I'm saying including both because they already have this system from
Well,
previous games.
Well, no, because I think that what they're doing with this is they're like it looks like a hybrid between like Final Fantasy 15 and like Kingdom Hearts maybe.
Sure.
Because it's like okay, so in the middle of combat you do all your hack and slash real time movement, and then like in the middle of it you just like press a button and time stops, and then you can like cast spells or do shit or choose tactical decisions or
Right.
switch between characters.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know, guys, I feel like outside of really hardcore Final Fantasy fans who will just go nuts over any of this, you're not making anyone happy.
Like, I don't know. The play style really appeals to me. That seems like a lot of fun to me. And having never actually sat down and played Final Fantasy VII, it puts me in this place where I'm like, I want to play this because it looks cool, and I've heard people talk about Final Fantasy, but this is not how Final Fantasy VII was played. Do I want to jump in here?
Right, like that, like this Final Fantasy VII for a new age, but I'm just like sitting here being like, you know, I don't want to play this way. Like I don't want to play this weird like pseudo action game slash RPG. Like I guess if like the combat was a little bit closer to Kingdom Hearts, I'd probably be down with that. Just because like Kingdom Hearts is a hack and is like an RPG in sheep's clothing.
Right.
Like it's just, like Kingdom Hearts plays like an action game where you occasionally cast shit.
Yep.
Like it was like that, but no, like this they're like leaning hard on like swapping characters and this fucking tactics system. And I'm just like,
Like,
and I'm just
I don't know.
like,
It's appealing to me. I don't know if it'll be appealing to. I think it'll be appealing to enough people that are fans of Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy in general.
oh yeah, for sure. Like I haven't been happy with Final Fantasy in a decade, man. So this isn't for me. Like.
That reminds me, I need to play some more Final Fantasy 15.
Yep, that game was better than 13 at least.
Man, 13.
Like I'm gonna be just blunt. I'm not gonna include the MMOs in this because they're a separate discussion.
Yeah.
But like, out of the main series Final Fantasy, the last good one was 10,
Uh,
and that came out in 2001.
no one talks about Final Fantasy 12 really.
That's because it's bad. Like, some people have retroactively gained appreciation for it, but I didn't like it then, and I still don't like it now.
Okay. And I know some people who are in love with 10-2.
10-2 is fine, actually. Like, I don't consider it good, like, or, like, good or great like I do the other ones, but, like, it's fine. I just wish when I go to rebuy 10, they'd stop fucking making me buy 10-2 with it. Just give me a discounted 10, you bitches. But that's neither here nor there. Then you have the God, what is it? What was the name of it? I and then like there's Crisis Core, which admittedly is an amazing fucking game that is unfortunately going to be locked to the PSP forever due to musical rights.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah, like they use some song and like the person who made it isn't like willing to fucking renegotiate for a digital release.
Weird.
Yeah, so Crisis Core, if you want to play one of the best, most underrated Final Fantasies, get yourself a PSP, yo.
Man.
Um, Probably the best Final Fantasy since 9 and 10.
What about Final Fantasy VII Dirge of Cerberus?
I mean, okay.
I have vague memories of playing that.
If you want actually a really good Final Fantasy spin-off and like it's the rhythm games on the 3DS, Theater Rhythm.
Oh, I heard some people talk about that.
Yeah, both those games are rad. Those games are super super dope.
Okay.
So yeah, they did a long Final Fantasy VII demo here. Like,
yes.
It is lengthy. Then they,
which I appreciated.
Yeah, like it was nice. Granted, it was all from the like literal first 15 minutes of that game. But
yeah.
So they show a bunch of cutscenes and stuff. I'm very curious to see if the beginning of this game is literally just like Midgard, like up to the motorcycle chase. Like if this first part is only up to the motorcycle chase, I will be so butthurt. Like I was like, really? That's like 15 hours in. Well, at least we get to see Cloud cross-dress.
Well, yeah. See, I wonder. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Then they showed Life is Strange with a bunch of influencers. Reacting to it, which yes. I believe my tweet to this was, hey, if you want to play Life is Strange, but like actually well written, go look up Night in the Woods.
Huh. Not a fan of Life is Strange, huh?
Other than the free one that came out, not really.
Oh.
I really like that Captain Spirit one, but like everything else about this feels really forced. I don't know. And then I thought Captain Spirit was really heartfelt and a lot more grounded.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I've never been interested in these myself, but it seems like it appeals to audiences. Like, especially, I have a brother who likes to play games with like my mom watching. So they played like that latest David Cage.
Oh God. Oh.
I forget.
Stephanie and I streamed that, and it was torture. It was literal torture, and I was also involved in 2 separate Let's Plays for that game. Oh my God! Fucking Detroit Beyond Human can go fuck itself.
Well,
fucking
yeah,
poorly
like,
written piece of garbage.
I know people who follow the industry have some thoughts on David Cage and his writing. Absolutely,
yeah.
But,
some thoughts.
My brother and mom seem to enjoy it for whatever reason.
I mean, my girlfriend really likes Beyond Two Souls, and I
see.
I just have to live with that every day.
And that's what I think of whenever I see like Life is Strange and things like that. It's like, this does not appeal to me, but I bet there are like families that get together and do these like choose your path and see where this cinematic experience goes.
The thing is, there are good one of those, like Tales from the Borderlands and like, Walking Dead Season 1.
Oh man, Season 1. Yeah.
So then they moving forward though, they showed Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered, and my response to that was like, so we're running out of Final Fantasy games to do this with, eh?
Look, man.
Okay.
They got 3-4 different Final Fantasy things going.
Octopath Traveler got ported to PC.
Okay. Is that official Final Fantasy?
No, that's like it's like they took a 16-bit RPG but updated it for now.
Oh.
And it came out on Switch last year. It was really good. But now it's on Steam.
I always thought those games had a good look to them.
They look dope. They look super cool. Weird one. So you remember that JRPG from the 360 generation, The Last Remnant?
I remember seeing like the case in a shop.
So they did a remaster for that. It's $20. It's on like everything,
Okay.
or it's on Switch, available tonight.
Wow.
I really love when they do the available tonight thing. It's just that they need something that doesn't suck for it. Like,
look, man, some people are waiting for that.
I'm sure someone is.
Someone out there.
Dragon Quest
Influencers, record yourselves.
Influencers, we want your hot takes.
I want to look up all YouTube videos of like someone who's a fan of a super niche, weird, like maybe decent game, like getting a remaster and just freaking out.
You know, I'm gonna be that person one day when that happens to the Wonderful 101.
Yeah,
because we did a Let's Play of that game, and it's like the third most popular Let's Play of that game on YouTube because we're like one of 5.
Oh, weird.
And it is awesome as hell.
That game's great.
But that game only sold 30,000 copies.
Well, Wii U.
Yep. Wii U. So Dragon Quest Builders, it's fine. Like, it's a good, like there are a lot of games on there that like I can acknowledge are good games. They're just not for me.
Right.
And this is like the definition of that. Then they showed their indie initiative, which outside of the Turing test, I'm going to be honest with you, I've never heard of any of these fucking games.
Sure.
Or Boundless. Like, they showed this game, like, coming this year, Battalion, 1944 East. And I'm like, did they literally just rip off Battlefield? That was, like, my first reaction. Like, looking, I'm just like, that shit looks like Battlefield. Like, they just make their own Battlefield?
Sure.
And then they spent a large amount of time on this top-down racing game. That I'm just like, okay.
Remember what the name of it is?
Yeah, I forget. Hold on, let me see if I can rewind. Race wheel to wheel with your friend. Like, I remember these games were like really popular on the PS1.
Circuit Superstars.
Okay. Yeah.
It makes me think of like games you would find in the Xbox 360 marketplace.
Yeah, that's pretty fitting. I'm gonna be
that
honest,
seems fun, but
like I'm not gonna pay money for it. Maybe it'll be a Game Pass game.
I'll see what the reviews are because I'm always into casual racing.
I want to play their Battlefield clone though.
Yeah.
Or their pair of Battlefield clones. It looks like. Because they have another one also. So
wow.
They're really hoping to nail a World War II shooter, aren't they?
Give us money. One of these will fit the bill.
Yeah, and then they... this next piece of news was really cool. It was... they brought all the Final Fantasy music to all the different streaming services. So Spotify, iTunes Music, etc., etc.
Yeah, that's cool.
Square-Enix Music, now available on streaming devices. Which... Fuck yeah, sure. I have a 30-minute commute each way, so sure, I'll listen to me some Final Fantasy music. Yeah, Final Fantasy soundtracks now available. Apple Music, PlayStation Music, Line Music, Smart Usin, Billy, Awa, Amazon Music, Spotify. So I only 2 of those I know people actually use, but still.
There's only a few of those that I know for sure actually exist.
Yeah. They could be lying about every one of those except for PlayStation, Apple, and Spotify.
Just hope no one checks.
Yep.
Wow, that's a lot of things.
Yeah, I have an Apple Music account, and I downloaded a bunch of Final Fantasy music. So,
there you go.
So they showed Kingdom Hearts DLC, didn't really explain much what it is.
Yeah.
That game was fine. I liked it a lot. It was not worth waiting 13 years. But it was a good game. I liked it. I had fun with it. I was not... Like, the last 4 fucking hours of it are wild.
Okay.
The entire game was like, yeah, we're just kind of going world to world with that kind of aimlessly. And the last 4 hours, there's fucking wild Keyblade War.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, no, they closed that game off great. So, but DLC for that coming this winter. Then they showed Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringer stuff, and this lasted a while, man.
Man, Final Fantasy XIV apparently is just super popular now.
It is. It's the second most popular MMO right now. It might be the first because of WoW's in a lull right now.
That's incredible. It got me starting to download it because I have just friends that are playing it. It's like, what?
I have an account. I have a level 20 Black Mage, I believe it is. It's just I'm not playing currently. But like my problem with it is like there's so many expansions at this point. I don't want to play the catch-up game.
Yeah.
Like, and then also like a month and a half after this, WoW Classic happens.
Right.
That said, like I've played every major MMO on the market. I try all of them to see if anyone will beat my king. And if fucking World of Warcraft did not exist or went out of business, or they pull another Warlords of Draenor, I would fucking instantly move to Final Fantasy.
Okay.
So that is high praise. But instead, World of Warcraft Classic is coming, so fuck this noise.
If that goes bad.
As that goes, well, I mean, like, dude, I don't know how they'd fuck that up, in all honesty.
Well, true.
Like, especially after seeing the beta, I'm like, yo, bro, they're just like the only problem with that is, like, there's a finite amount of content. And then,
right.
like, they have two options, which either move to the old expansions or develop a bunch of shit for these old systems. Which that's what RuneScape did. RuneScape just said, fuck it, we're going to develop a bunch of old shit for our old clients.
Which, I don't know, that seems like a smart move.
That seems really like a cool as shit idea, like, I'm not gonna lie.
You have a guaranteed nostalgic fan base, might as well make stuff geared toward that.
Yeah, like the old systems and whatnot. I don't know, like, I have a friend who's obsessed with this game. She has like 5,000 hours in it. And like, she keeps trying to get me to play it. And I'm just like, maybe, every time. I have a black mage. His name is Jim Dark Magic.
Good name.
Yep. Yeah, so, I don't know. It's, like, I hate, like, the story trailers for this, too, because I'm like, look, people, we know that's not what this game is about.
We all know it's standing around in groups of 30, moving around, trying to avoid circles.
We know that this shit is the hokey pokey. It's loot hokey pokey. Like, let's fucking. Then they showed.
That's exactly what happened. It was like I watched this trailer. It's like, this has a cool look to it. I'm really into this. This is Final Fantasy XIV. That's incredible. And I was talking with my friend who's a Final Fantasy XIV player. Sent me a video of a boss that they completed, and it's like, wow, that is a mad an MMO. That is just a straight up MMO, like every other MMO, and like that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just, you better be into it.
Yeah, it's the same thing like World of Warcraft just had actually one of its best boss fights ever. Like 3 months ago. And that same fight, like, I showed people and they're like, yeah, it's super awesome, but it, like, other than a couple of very specific things, it's very MMO-like.
Yep.
Dying Light 2 looks good.
Yep.
Looks good. Wasn't a fan of the first one.
I know some people are really into it, and if they can, you know, just refine that little parkour system that they're working on, like, there's some cool stuff in it. I don't know. The trailer doesn't seem to show too much difference to me as someone who's not played the first one, but I'll see what comes out of that.
Then they got the Saga games coming to the States finally. That seems okay. Final Fantasy Bravious is a cash grab with no point. People Can Fly, their new game. That's they make Painkiller and Bulletstorm.
Oh, right.
And they are making a game with a CG trailer. No game.
Sure.
It's called Outriders.
I mean, that's kind of the in thing with the C3 is CG trailers, so. Which
this is basically what it's saying. We're making a Scarlet / PS5 game that can't say shit.
Yep.
Because you'll all question why it looks way better. Let's see. Then I'm trying to remember what they showed here. What this thing is. Oh yeah, another weird JRPG. Then they did Final Fantasy VIII remastered,
Yeah.
which cool. Thank you for remaking the worst PS1 Final Fantasy, I guess.
There are people that are such huge fans of that game in particular.
That's how all of them are.
Yeah,
That's
I know, but
every
eight is like specific.
like there are people like that for 9, and like my girlfriend is that person for 10.
Well,
And
10.
you
10's
know,
kind of a big thing. 10 was a success.
yeah, like it's the thing. I'm like sitting here. I'm like, it's kind of like the Zelda thing where like everybody's favorite is their first one. I think,
Oh, okay.
you know, so like. And like I go and I like objectively look back on all these, and I'm like, the best one is 6,
Huh,
and then probably 9,
okay.
and then 7, and then 10 or 4, and then from there it kind of doesn't matter anymore for main series.
I
Um,
don't think I've significantly played. I don't think I've played a specific amount of any Final Fantasy.
I've I have finished all of them in some capacity except for like 2 and 3, and 5, and I don't know, man. Like I said, they started to hit their stride around 4, and like 4 through 10 are all pretty great.
Okay.
Um, so they showed the Avengers trailer,
Yeah, they sure did.
with like 3 seconds of gameplay per Avenger.
Was it gameplay? Like it
Dude,
seemed like it?
yeah, like I could tell from the camera cut. Like you can like it's
Well, yeah, no, it cut and then like the camera moved like it was gameplay,
yeah.
but because it was so short, it was like, oh man,
I,
that could be anything.
I'm telling you right now, that's gameplay, and this is the tutorial mission. Like
Okay.
that I'm 100% like I guarantee you that when this shit comes out in May, that this is the tutorial mission. Where
Uh,
you'll get to play each Avenger for like 3 minutes, and
right.
then it'll cause the story. Um, I want this game to be good so fucking bad.
Yep.
Um, like the music seemed great. You know, they got that Avengers, tone pretty perfectly.
Hmm.
Captain America looks weird as fuck.
Man, Captain America looks like he like swiped a bunch of SWAT gear and then painted it his colors.
Yeah, like Black Widow fights Taskmaster. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So apparently, like this, from what I understand of this, this is actually in the same universe as Spider-Man PS4. And
Oh,
Spider-Man PS4 even mentions like, oh yeah, the Avengers are on the West Coast doing something, and this shit starts in San Francisco.
interesting.
So they might be starting their own like game cinematic universe. Which God, I want that so fucking bad.
If they can pull that off, that'd be so good.
I want a Doctor Strange game so fucking bad.
I mean, if this succeeds, uh, I don't see why not.
Like I Doctor Strange developed by CD Projekt Red.
Right.
Boom. Give me that. Give me.
Well, that I've got my pitch ready to go for the Silver Surfer video game. So
Okay.
when we start getting into that next phase,
Yeah.
Marvel, whoever's in charge of this, get in
Like,
touch.
I do think they should have done a bunch of individual games first. But I think I legit think they should have done the movies thing. I think they should have done Spider Man, and then Iron Man, and then Cap, and then Thor, and
the,
then yeah,
the problem is we're already so deep into Avengers stuff movie wise that to do that whole thing with just millions of dollars and years of work to get that built in, it's like we already know the Avengers. We're well acquainted. Let's get
yeah.
this going.
Like the story seems cool. The story seems super cool. Like I like that. Captain America dying in quotes in the tutorial.
Yeah.
Um, like that was super cool. Thor's hammer, like I like how Thor's hammer's on his grave and then it starts moving to somewhere.
Yeah.
And then like Tony Stark in space and shit. And Um, I don't
I'm down for
know.
more Avengers stuff.
I really like. I kind of fell in love with Marvel over this past year. So like, I know I showed my girlfriend the trailer, and we were very much like, "Fuck yeah!" Like she's a huge Marvel fan. She's like, I'm like, all right, so we'll do co-op, and she's like, great. And I'm like, I want to play as Iron Man. And she's like, I want to play as Thor. Let's do it.
Perfect.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get Spider-Man as a playable character because my brother's a
I
huge Spider-Man fan, and I want to play Captain America.
I
So
am 100% betting that he is the PS4 DLC, the exclusive PS4 DLC.
it makes sense.
I am so betting on that, and I would love that. It's Yuri Lowenthal, and it's all canon and shit. That'd be great.
Sure.
Um, but yeah, I don't know, like, because there's a lot of characters who I just like want to save for their own games. So it's
It would be
like,
cool for them to have their own games, and maybe that will happen after this Avengers game.
yeah, well, like I'm talking about like for DLC.
Oh, oh, oh.
Like for because they've said like, oh, we're gonna have a ton of DLC with and they showed Ant-Man, and like they said we're gonna have a free characters with free missions, and that's awesome. But it's like I want my dudes to have their own game with their own mechanics.
Yeah.
Like
I,
I think you could totally like a Captain America game. Just make an Arkham game. Like that. That's it. Done.
sure.
Doctor.
Well, so it's interesting because we can look back on previous superhero games. Like Iron Man had a game.
Yeah, not a good one.
Yeah. It was fun to fly around the demo, though.
Yeah, but
I
like,
got that down, but that was about it.
but I'm like, all right. So Black Widow, like, okay, Splinter Cell, boom, done. Hulk, you already had a great game. Just do that again.
Yep.
You know, like, I'm trying to think. Like Thor, you'd probably have to do like a God of War clone, like the new God of War.
Absolutely.
And then Iron Man is hard because being able to fly anywhere kind of fucks things up a bit.
As we've learned, yeah.
So I don't know what you'd have to do for that. Doctor Strange, same thing because of the teleporting and shit. Like,
We'll look at the new Dragon Ball game, see if we can learn any lessons if it turns out good.
yeah, maybe. Well, actually, Doctor Strange, like, make it so it's like, oh yeah, something is limiting his power. So there you go.
They'd have to
Boom.
give him unlimited power on some level at the end.
Yeah, exactly. Like at the end, he can use his like multi-form and his fucking chains and his the like. Oh, like he'll get the time stone back and like gets like all his powers from the dark fucking energy back. And it's just
Yeah.
like, and it's just like for one level you get the full Doctor Strange. Like fuck yeah, that'd be
That'd be
awesome.
cool. Yeah.
So voice actors: Nolan North is Iron Man.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Troy Baker is the Hulk and Bruce Banner.
Sure.
Laura Bailey is Black Widow, and I forgot who they got for the other two.
Well, they had a little interview segment in the conference.
Yeah, let me if I see if I can pull that up. Because the trailer's playing right now.
I love that we've like sat through. We watched the movies, Infinity War, Endgame just finished, and now like a new Avengers game's coming out. It's like, yes, let's go.
Because dude, you saw the end of that movie. Holy shit!
God, you know,
Like
it's fun.
I'm stoked for a new Spider-Man movie.
Sure.
Granted, it's not going to be as good as the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, but still.
Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man's such a weird thing that to compare it to another Spider-Man is hard.
I mean, like Sam Raimi went and made Silver Age Spider-Man. That's what he did.
Right.
Yeah, they don't list their names unless I turn on the audio.
Names. I don't. Yeah, that's screwed up.
So they do
Where are my thirds?
They come out. They're like, hey, beta, hey, PS4 content, hey, gameplay if you are on the show floor. Which I hate when they fucking do that.
Yep.
I hate when I'm there and they do that because it's like, okay, do I have an appointment with Square? No. Cool. Now I get to go harass some PR rep tomorrow. See, so they show a bunch of still screenshots. Then they show the Ant-Man clip, and I do like how they are doing a lot of stuff different from the MCU. Like they're doing old Spider-Man instead of younger Spider-Man. They're doing
Yep.
Hank Pym instead of Scott Lang for Ant-Man.
Right.
Because it would have been very easy for them to just be like, fucking MCU.
Yeah.
So, and I have faith that this game will be good because it's like, okay, they have the Tomb Raider and Deus Ex teams behind it. It has all the money in the world. If this bombs, Disney is gonna go bananas.
Yeah.
Like, Square Enix will never get to touch or look at the like a superhero game again, and that's kind of like that is bad juju because I mean it's the same thing. If EA fucks up this Star Wars game by the Titanfall people, that's done. That shit's gonna go anywhere else.
Because they've been trying to make a Star Wars game like that for a while now.
Yeah.
And I guess they sort of tried with, what were those first two? There were two of them.
Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed. They did something like that.
Yeah, those
And,
were
like, the first one was good.
The first one was good. The second one was bad.
Right. And then that killed that for a while. And then 1313 was being worked on for a time, and then not.
It's like this seems like such an easy idea, but it's like the problem is like a lot of these third party publishers are all about like quarterly gains and trying to get shit out the door. Like I honestly think you need to either go to a studio like Insomniac that doesn't have that, and a publisher like Sony, which also doesn't have that, so they can just say like, yeah, Spider-Man can be done when it's done.
Okay.
So like I think that they need to like, as bummer as this would be because it needed to be PC and Xbox only, I think that they need to go to like the Coalition or like one of the Microsoft studios and be like, hey, we want you to make a Captain America game.
Right.
Um,
Just to make sure it's done well at the very least.
yeah. You know,
Well,
but
we'll see how this goes.
that press conference was okay. It kind of felt like just two really huge things that weren't fully fleshed out enough, and then a bunch of meh gray paste in the middle.
I mean, I liked what they showed of Final Fantasy. I felt like them like showing off the gameplay was nice.
It was definitely a breath of fresh air after a lot of this E3.
Yes. Avengers was frustrating to watch.
It was it was frustrating because it's just like, I want this to be good. And I want it to be fully fleshed out and cool and awesome.
Yep. We are less than a year away from that game being released.
Comes out in May. Yep.
I don't know what playing that game looks like.
I have a very rough idea from stuff I've heard from the show floor, but even then it is still like kind of
Just
nebulous.
Just be good.
Like hey, and here's the thing. Once again, they have two of the most talented studios in the industry working on it. They got 9 months or no 11 months. Like that's a lot of dev time.
Yeah.
So here's fucking hoping.
Yep.
So, yeah, overall, for me, that is a solid C.
I'm gonna give it a. Ooh. I guess I'll give it a C plus because I enjoyed a couple of those games on there. There were a lot that were in that similar, Final Fantasy-esque kind of genre, which like doesn't click with me very well. But I understand it does well for them.
And like for me, like I fell off that bandwagon over the course of the past like 6 years. Like I'm just like this is like, I occasionally one will get me if the writing is good enough or like it's doing something interesting like Octopath. But like 9 times out of 10, I'm just like I just don't care.
Right. And so Square Enix makes a selection of games for certain groups of people that
Weebs.
Aren't small. Yes, weebs. But then they also have Avengers and Life is Strange, so they're covering their bases fairly well. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was an all right conference. There was nothing like bad about it.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like Bethesda. It wasn't. It was definitely not like Bethesda or EA, where like EA was like, "Here's Star Wars. Here's Apex. We done." And then like Bethesda, which was my entire time I'm watching, I'm just like, please just show fucking Doom already. For the love of God.
They had to address Fallout 76.
They had to. They're adding Battle Royale to it. Great.
Yep, 52 player.
You know, I'll probably be able to get a copy of that game for like $4. I kind of want to try it.
Well, that's the thing, is there's a free trial going right now. My friend's talking to me about it, but I'm like sitting here thinking, I'm pretty sure it's like it's pretty cheap.
Like I
just got
I
it.
think it's like $20 new, like $10 used.
Like, yeah, sure. If they're improving it, maybe I will. I don't know.
It
plays like Fallout.
Oh God, that's a threat to me. So it plays
Okay,
like Fallout. Oh no.
Well, okay, it plays like Fallout, and you have your friends with you, and you're making stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I like the idea of a 52-player battle royale where at any moment someone can drop a nuke.
Well, that's what I originally thought this game was, and when I found out it wasn't, it's like, well, that's great, so people won't destroy my stuff, but also, what do you do in this game?
There's so much shit about that game where it's just like people, like the way people did griefing in PvP, the way it like just
Yeah.
And once again, I remember last year when I was working at the forum place I used to write new video for. It was very much one of those cases of we did the demo, we did our quick look of it, our 60-minute video about like this new release, and like we always play stuff on the Xbox One X. It's like, okay, unless we're buying it, then the PC version, of course. But it's like, okay, this is the most powerful console. It's where it's going to be the most stable and look the best. And man, it looked like shit. And it ran like shit. And it gave both of us a headache when we were playing it because the frame rate kept dipping.
Yeah.
So, on to Nintendo, who, man, like, I'm going to preface with this fucking, like, Babe Ruth pointed to the fucking, out of the park and just nailed that shit. Just fucking, like, Nintendo, like, everyone else, like, oh yeah, we're kind of just saving stuff for next gen. Nintendo, lol. We got video games now, and we got a fucking lot of them.
I mean, that was the advantage with starting over early. Just saying Wii U, that was a thing. We have a really cool idea. Let's get this out now, and we're going to be off in terms of console cycles, but that's okay. And this is like a direct benefit of that, is that they are in their prime right now, while everyone's planning their next big push. So, yeah.
And like,
I guess I'm not surprised.
Like, I looked at the list of games, I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm going to buy like 10 Switch games over the next 12 months. Like, fuck.
Well,
I'm going to need to buy a new memory card.
Well, I'm already there, man.
I have a 128 gig and it's almost full.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna have to buy a 400 gig.
Well, let's look at the reasons why.
All right, yeah, let's get into it.
Because I'm trying to fast forward on my own thing,
shit.
trying to remember everything.
Alright, so they opened up with a montage of shit that's already out for the system. It's like Mario Kart and Smash and Mario Deluxe. Nintendo E3 Direct. And then they open up with Dragon. They open with a Smash cinematic.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, who is this new character? Another Fire Emblem character, another this, that, or the other. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like depending on what part of the world you were in, this was really hype or really underwhelming.
Well, I mean, you know the game, you've heard of it.
Yeah, because if you are from America, Dragon Quest is not that huge here. It has its fans. It was really big on the original Nintendo because it came free with Nintendo Power.
Right.
But it's not like this feels like when they brought Shulk over. Like, it's like, oh, that's neat.
I was gonna say they brought Shulk. They didn't when they brought Marth and Roy were Fire Emblem big games.
Not in the States, not at all. They haven't come out
Yeah.
in the States since like the 80s.
So like I don't know, this may be a good way of introducing American audience, the young American audience to Dragon Quest.
Which I think that's part of the reason why they're doing it, because they also got a new Dragon Quest game coming out this year.
Right.
And a Dragon Quest controller.
So
yeah, so I like Dragon Quest. It's just that like it was kind of this weird thing for me where I'm just like, this character is not for me. It's
sure.
neat. I'm glad as I can play as all the old versions of the hero, which I prefer.
Yeah.
You know, like I prefer the one in the red bandana or like the OG one.
Sure.
But like, this is cool. It was a good way to start. Like, but like, I feel as though like the other character, which we'll get to later, if you are in America, you lost your shit for that. You went nuts.
Yep.
Versus like Japan, which was like whatever. And this, it went the other way around. It was like, oh yeah, like, yeah. Then they show off the powers. Like they have all those different spells like bounce and steel form and zoom and all kinds of different abilities that the Dragon Quest dudes can use.
Right.
But like I'm sitting here and I'm just like, eh. Like once again, if you were in Japan, and I like how his Final Smash is like all the Dragon Quest warriors. Like fucking someone up, Mega Man style.
Mega Man style.
Yeah. So Dragon Quest 11 Echoes of Exclusive Age Definitive Edition, which I haven't played a Dragon Quest, and it comes out this summer. The character.
The character.
Yeah, and they showed Dragon Quest actually, which it's been a long time since I've admittedly played through one of these. Last one I played was the PS2 one.
Okay.
My first one it was. So, like, I'm going to give this a shot because I'm kind of starved for a good JRPG.
It looks cool. Like, looking at the trailer.
Well, it's, they use Toriyama art. Yeah, complete the story on Nintendo Switch. Comes in September 27th.
Damn.
Yeah, so...
That's soon.
They had their little Doug Bowser bit. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah, that was funny. It was cute. It was cute.
I had to explain it to Japanese audiences because he's called Koopa there.
Yep.
Which I found out, like, yesterday.
Yeah, same. I found out on my Twitter feed. I was like, that's neat. Luigi's Hotel. Luigi's Mansion 3.
That's cool. I have not played a Luigi's Mansion game, but I always love the idea of those games.
I love the first one. I didn't finish the second one. A friend of mine gave it to me last year as a birthday gift. But I just never got around to it. Yeah, I'm down. I like the co-op Gooigi.
Gooigi, yep.
Yep, that's cool.
Great.
Visually looks great. Looks like a real tour de force for what a Switch can do with all its lighting effects and whatnot.
Sure.
Yeah, it just looks like a fun puzzle game, really. That 8-player multiplayer looks like a blast. I just need to find 7 other friends who have Luigi's Mansion.
That's another thing.
I feel like Nintendo, like this is one thing I will say about the Switch. I feel as though Nintendo is selling way more systems just on the back of like, oh, I want to have my own. Like the sibling thing. Like, it's not like when the Wii, it's like, okay, we bought a Wii for the house. But like now it's like, well, Timmy wants to play the Switch in his room, so now we need to get another one so the other child can have one in their room.
It may very well be that way.
Like say, like especially like imagine in my house, like, I'm thinking like, well, if I had a kid, like, I would probably get them their own, and I'd have my own. So yeah, like fuck, I'm buying 3 Switches. Yeah.
And now I'm on the street. What happened?
Yep. A Dark Crystal game. That's weird.
That's weird.
Super weird. I never watched that movie till last year.
Really?
Yeah, my roommate showed it to me. It was cool.
I haven't seen that movie since I was in like the orthodontist chair.
They showed Link's Awakening.
They sure did.
Dude, that game looks so good, and it is like Link in it looks so adorable.
Yes.
I need that amiibo so bad. I like like I want to collect all the amiibo that I can get, but
Yes, you have a sickness. I know.
yes, I am down with it.
Uh huh.
But this in particular was just like, holy shit! Like this is the cutest fucking amiibo ever. Just art style in general.
Art style's good.
So I see a 2D Zelda.
Yep.
You know, this E3 really showed the benefit of both Nintendo's portable and console teams just saying fuck it and working on one system.
Yeah.
Because like now you are getting almost double the games.
I assume that's how it works.
You know, like you are, well, I mean, probably not literally, but it's like, you know, you are getting way more games on one platform. Because it always used to be like, oh, the DS is going through kind of a lull, but the Wii U is having a good month. Or like, you know, like the Wii is on fire, but when was the last time a good DS game hit that was made by Nintendo? You know,
right.
So yeah, they showed a dungeon maker for this game.
Yeah.
Which, man, almost seems like that they're dipping their toe into Zelda Maker.
It may very well be, in which case, oh man.
I remember when Mario Maker came out, I'm like, man, if this turns into its own genre, Nintendo is going to be making so much fucking money.
Making Metroid
Maker.
Apps and...
F-Zero Maker.
F-Zero Maker, there's your new F-Zero game. Make your own damn F-Zero. Get off our backs.
I feel like this is Nintendo's fucked up solution to like...
It sort of is.
Like, fine. You think you can do it? You think you're so good? Here, make your own fucking Metroid.
Pikmin Maker. Just, God, get off our backs. Leave us alone.
Leave us alone. Here, we'll give you all the fucking resources. We'll even give you the resources to do some new shit. Just fought like here. What can you do with 2D Mario?
Right.
Or what can you do with 2D Zelda dungeon design? Call me when you think of something new. Oh, not so easy, is it?
And then hire like the 3 best ones.
Yep. Trials of Mana. And then the Collection of Mana. So you get Secret of Mana, Final Fantasy Adventure, and all that stuff in one box. Which,
another game with super cool art.
Another game that was out today.
Damn.
So that's cool. And then I've actually had arguments about this next announcement. Witcher 3 on Switch. And
okay.
So the trailer for that game looked like ass. It looked like they ported The Witcher 3 to a fucking cell phone.
I was looking at it and it's like... Yeah.
I'm like, why would you play this version? Why?
It was kind of a flashback to when, I think it was like the Wii U had Arkham City.
Or like the Wii port of anything.
Right. It was like, that's great that you tried, but
it's like,
no one's going to get this version.
Yeah, it's like, and it's not like Doom, where like Doom looks pretty close, but just runs at half the frame rate. This like does not even look close.
It's for the people who like are like staunch Nintendo console and PC players, but then they would have played The Witcher on PC.
But it's like, maybe it's just like, well, maybe like the Switch is so big, it's like these people only own a Switch or really want this portable. Because like I got in this discussion, it's like, well, like someone just like, oh god, what was that argument? Someone was like, well, you know, it's like maybe some people can't afford a PC, like da 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 da, and I'm like, they can buy a fucking Xbox One used for $100. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this could be just for people who would like The Witcher on mobile. Play The Witcher 3 on a bus.
Here, enjoy it at 15 frames per second.
That's what I'm really worried about, because like when Mortal Kombat came out for the Switch, like there were some issues.
Like if this would have a perfect game to announce, like a Switch Pro, only on Switch Pro.
Switch Pro, right?
Also on the by the way, another fun fact: on the docked version, this shit runs at 720p 30, is what they're saying. So like,
so when you're on the bus,
540p 30, maybe even less on the frame rate. Like, and like you can already tell just by watching this limited footage that they are just like ripping out so much detail.
Yeah.
and I'm like, dude, no,
Like, if you really
nah.
enjoy the Witcher game, like lessen graphics, to a point is not going to be a huge issue if you want to play it on the go. But
But like a big part of that experience with that game in particular is like, holy shit, this looks incredible.
sure.
You know, like it's the same people who like. I kind of understand Doom on the Switch, though I don't, because I'm like, I've played through Doom on the PS4 and I've played through it on the PC, and like, why in the fuck you would ever want to play that game at anywhere below 60 FPS
Well, that's
is
the thing, yeah.
mind-boggling to me. Um, and quite honestly, after playing that game at 144 FPS on a fucking mouse and keyboard, I don't know where the fuck you would go anywhere else. So this just seems so weird to me. Like this, and just. All right, I have a better solution for, and this is supposedly coming out this year, 2019.
Okay,
This Witcher port.
sure.
Um, Here's my solution to people who really want The Witcher on the go. The Witcher is based on a series of books, and they're quite
Okay.
good. Maybe you could go listen to those audiobooks instead.
I mean, it's not interactive. Give
Play,
me.
play Gwent on your phone. There you go.
Okay. All right.
There you go. Get your because dude, what?
I don't know. I'm interested in what the sales numbers for it will be.
Probably pretty good, I would guess.
I wonder.
Like some stuff ported to Switch totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Like completely. Like Skyrim is not a super technically impressive game. So that works. It's like, okay, Dragon Ball runs well enough. Like, okay, it makes sense. Like this thing pushes the current consoles to their limit, and then they're like, yo, let's squeeze it into a portable system.
Yep.
It just seems like madness.
If they can pull it off just enough, it might be worth all their time and effort. So we'll see.
New Fire Emblem,
Yes.
limited or no gameplay shown really when it's out in a month and a half.
Interesting.
Granted, it'll probably be fine. It's Fire Emblem. If we're being fucking real here.
I mean, it looks damn good for cutscenes and CG cutscenes.
Then they did a really weird, overly done trailer just to tell us that Resident Evil 5 and 6 are on the Switch now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I guess, complete my collection, because they put 0, 1, 4 on here, so now 5 and 6. Though you probably shouldn't play Resident Evil 6 because it's trash.
5 and 6 are not necessarily the most celebrated of Resident Evils, let's say.
5 is still fun. 6 is legitimately a bad game.
I just remember when 5 came out, we were coming off of 4.
Yeah, I think that's why 5 gets a bad rap.
Yeah.
Because, if you go back and play 5, you're like, yeah, okay, this isn't really a horror game, but it, plays well and is a lot, and it's, a lot of fun. And it's a good co-op game.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I don't know, seems fine. Then the announcement that caused me to kind of lose my collective shit, which was No More Heroes 3.
Yes.
Not a spin-off, but an actual cheesy as fuck No More Heroes 3. And Suda51 was in the game, and he puts on a mech suit, and he goes up to fight, and he transforms into Travis Touchdown.
Yep.
And god damn it, do I want this so bad.
I was honestly very surprised. I thought, I liked No More Heroes, and there's certainly a following for sure.
But you kind of thought that weird thing they put out earlier this year was like, oh, that's done.
Right.
No more of these.
Yeah, but I'm super glad that they're continuing.
I love that franchise. Those first 2 games are 2 of the fucking best games you can play on the Wii and of that generation.
Mm-hmm.
And they're disturbingly self-aware of video game culture.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so fucking happy. I remember I posted on Twitter, no more Heroes 3, son.
What was the name of the game? Grasshopper Manufacture made it.
Oh, I
After
know.
No More Heroes, it was like a horror shooter, but not actually horror, like Halloween campy horror.
Fuck. Also,
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. Also, surprising that No More Heroes is 2020, by the way. Very surprised at that. They've kept that under their wraps hardcore.
Okay, damn.
Contra, weird.
Yeah, new Contra.
I thought
Um,
Konami didn't make video games anymore.
I don't know what Konami's doing anymore.
I kind of like. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm happy Contra's back, but this game kind of looks like ass.
You think?
It kind of looks like visually, it kind of looks like a 360 game.
So, like, what happened with Contra after the originals in like arcades or whatever?
They made a really good Super Nintendo game.
Okay,
That PS2 game, from what I remember, is kind of shit.
is that a 2D side scroller?
Yeah, they all are
Okay.
outside of like weird occasional mode things.
It's just that this is not a 2D side scroller. So I'm like, what happens along the timeline that led us to this?
Yeah, and then we're getting a Contra collection.
Yep.
Which that's weird. I don't know. This seems weird. Damon X Machina, which looks like the coolest goddamn mech game I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, that game looks fucking amazing.
I'm down for some mech games.
Dude, right? Like, holy shit. Yeah, like, it looks ridiculous. And they have a special fucking controller for it, too.
Oh,
Like, Joy-Cons that are, like, actual pro controllers on each side.
that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it looks really goddamn neat. They're bringing back Panzer Dragoon for some reason.
Some people lost their shit when that trailer came out.
I was one of them.
Okay.
Because I love that game on the Saturn, and I love Panzer Dragoon Orta on the original Xbox. And it's been a long fucking time.
So what is the appeal of Panzer Dragoon?
Do you remember Star Fox 64?
Vaguely.
That, but on a dragon.
Okay. So you think that kind of game will work now?
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. Nintendo seems to not want to make a Star Fox game that's a straight up Star Fox game.
Which is
I
weird.
wonder.
Because
Well,
they did Star Fox 64 3D, and it was great.
So I'm just like, were they avoiding that gameplay style because it just wouldn't work now? I don't know. That's what I was trying to figure out.
I think it's they're trying to innovate, and like with the Star Fox, they don't know how to do it.
I see.
So Pokeball Plus works with Pokemon.
Yes.
I didn't buy one, and I'm probably still not gonna buy one.
I already have one.
I know. I bet you did, buddy.
Yep.
Um,
Like day one.
yeah, no, not. Like I said, I like Pokemon. I'm a fan. I'm gonna definitely get this game. It's just that it's also gonna be a matter of like nothing they've shown about it besides the Pokemon out in the wild thing has really like gotten me like fucking yeah.
Sure. I mean, if you're into Pokemon, you're into like going in and like exploring the world and
Well, yeah,
finding out new Pokemon and all that. Like that's the whole Pokemon thing.
Like-
And if you're not feeling it, then like
I'm gonna enjoy that aspect, but these super giant Pokemon being like their big selling point, like I'm just kind of like,
I have not been a big fan of them trying to alter the gameplay. Like they did that with they did Mega Evolutions.
like that I liked because I was like, okay, that's a cool idea.
Like it's neat,
This is literally just like, okay, imagine Pokemon,
but they're bigger.
big.
Someone made it appealing to me by saying they're making Pokemon kaiju now. Kaiju battles. I was like, okay, all right, I could see that.
But you want to know what they didn't show much of that.
No.
Then they gave us a little bit of taste of Astral Chain, the new game by Platinum / the Bayonetta people.
Yes.
And boy, howdy, does it look fucking cool.
I'm always down for more games from them. They know what they're doing, usually.
They mostly make great shit. And this game does look like great shit.
It's a lot of anime bullshit going on, so I don't know, like, They're just talking throughout the entire trailer. It's like, okay,
I
yep.
don't. Yeah, whatever. The plots of your games largely don't matter. It's the really awesome action and the set pieces that are the most ridiculous shit in all the video games.
Right.
Like they do, they do in depth third person combat better than anyone. Um, I did a Bayonetta run through earlier this year, and I was just like, dude, this just feels good, and I have so many options, and like they make me feel like a genius when I creatively use those options to get better scores and shit. Like this is the kind of combat system I like. Like
Okay.
I like it's well, not Astral Chain because I don't know what that is yet, but like Bayonetta, and then and then like DMC and whatnot.
Yep.
So yeah, it looks great. Comes out August 30th.
Sure.
Then they showed this mob boss thing made by John Romero.
This was interesting. I don't know what to think about this.
Well, I know it's being worked on by John Romero.
Like, really?
Yeah, look.
This is the thing? Yeah, no.
Look at the fucking left-hand corner. Romero Games.
Of all the... Okay.
Well, I mean, hey, man, John Carmack is over at Facebook, so...
Yeah, some things went some weird places.
Yep. Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Yes.
That'll be a cool co-op game. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm gonna see if I can play with my brother on that.
I'm definitely gonna see if I'm gonna get my girlfriend and my roommate in on that. That seems like see if I can get Ray on it as well, 4-player. Because they have different bonuses for being on different teams in the past, and like they've shut off a lot of the hero lists, and like, okay, well they love Spider-Gwen, and so there's there, and I get my Doctor Strange, and and yeah, no, it looks like they had a good cast. This looks like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Simple RPG beat 'em up.
Those are great. Those are fun.
Yep. I like how they got Miles and Spider-Gwen. Like, cashing on that Spider-Verse movie, I see.
Hell yeah. That movie was great.
They got the Guardians of the Galaxy, they got Captain Marvel, they got Venom, Thanos. Marvel Ultimate Alliance Black Order comes out in July. A week before Fire Emblem.
Damn.
Alright, so, from the creators of Crypt of the Necrodancer. Cadence of Hyrule.
Yeah.
Out as of now. Came out like 2 days after this. And it's basically Zelda and Crypt of the Necrodancer.
That's such a crazy idea.
It's so rad. My only problem with it is $25.
Is that bad?
That's a little pricey for a game like this to me.
You think?
Especially because like the original Crypt of the Necrodancer was like 15. It's
sure.
But once I'm down to check it out. It looks cool, but I don't know. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
Hey, you want to look? They got what made me interested in this is that skateboarding is an event in the Olympics now, which means there will be skateboarding, Mario and Sonic skateboarding, and I want to know how in depth that is.
I want Dr. Eggman to run at a track meet.
Well, yeah, there was that too.
Let's see. All right,
running at the same speed as Sonic.
Yep. I mean, he's running faster than Sonic in some games.
Oh, in the trailer, yeah, he just destroys him.
Just get riggedy wrecked, Eggman.
I just watched him clear a hurdle like it was nothing.
Nook Inc. presents the Deserted Island Getaway Package. New Animal Crossing coming in 2020. You live on a deserted island and attract people to it and whatnot. Should I craft something using Tom Nook's workbench? Make a mailbox. Have flimsy axe.
From what I understand, Isabelle will not be in it, at least at first.
She's going to be in it, just they haven't said anything else about it.
Oh, okay.
To my knowledge.
There was a text thing from Nook saying, "Oh, she's Smash fighting."
No, that was like last year where he's just like, oh yeah, then you can use a vault to vault across the river. You could There seems like a bunch of minor improvements to the standard Animal Crossing thing to make it a little more gamey, which I like.
Sure.
Um, the last Animal Crossing on the 3DS, nice. I like how in the trailer they have the villager from Smash in there.
Huh.
But my last Animal Crossing experience came out at a time when I was not driving and riding public transportation.
Okay.
And literally, the time it took to do all my chores in Animal Crossing and get all my stuff done for the day was almost the exact time of my commute. It was literally perfect. It was the perfect game to commute with like that.
Interesting.
So, yeah, there you go. Moving forward, March 2020. Cool thing they said about it is like we could have got it out sooner, but we didn't want to crunch our employees. Good on them.
Yeah, that's good.
In an industry where Red Dead people are, let's see. So this is I like the Tom Nook thing then. So this includes everything: airfare, accommodations, labor, tax, and of course your Nook phone. Bring a grand total modest sum of 49,800 bells.
Get to it. Let's go.
The American dream.
With like flowers around his head as he declares your debt.
I think Animal Crossing is a very important game for children.
Sure.
Because I think it's good for you to have a debt simulator. I think
Introduce that concept.
I think having a debt simulator is a fucking great idea. So, they did this big montage of shit that is coming to Switch this year. September 3rd, we're getting the Spyro trilogy. We're getting Hollow Knight Silk Song coming soon. Which, I mean, that game is most... we're getting big one, Ni no Kuni Remastered, September 20th.
Sure.
Great-ass game. One of the best games of last gen. We're getting Minecraft Diablo, which I'm still going to call it that, coming out in spring of next year.
Called Minecraft Dungeons.
Yep. We're getting The Elder Scrolls Blades, which is awful. Don't play this.
Oh.
Just go play Skyrim. I've played it on the phone. It's shit.
Yeah.
My Friend Pedro, which is a really fun Devolver Digital game I'd recommend you check out.
Interesting.
Doom Eternal.
Damn.
Guys, play this on fucking PC or on a console that actually runs it the way it needs to be run. The Sinking City, I have no idea what this is. Check it out on the Nintendo Treehouse Live. They probably
Looks
posted.
interesting.
Wolfenstein Youngblood, same thing as Doom.
Okay.
Dead by Daylight, once again, same thing as Doom.
Really? 60 frames for that one as well?
Not just 6 frames as like visual fidelity in a horror game.
That's fair.
Alien Isolation, it's kind of the same thing.
Okay.
Crystal Chronicles is actually fine on it though, so yeah, alright. That's out this year. Dragon Quest Builders is out in less than a month.
Man.
Let's see, what else do we got here? What
is that?
Stranger Things 3, the game.
Okay.
Just Dance.
Sure.
Why not? Catan.
Why not?
Yep. Super Lucky's Tale getting ported from Xbox. That's a nice little thing Microsoft and them got done. Dauntless, which is free to play Monster Hunter basically.
Okay.
Not as fleshed out, but still a fun game. Game of the Year, Super Mario Maker 2.
Okay.
Let's see, alright. And then they did their little montage of all that stuff. And then they're like, not actual gameplay. And they show a bunch of Smash vignettes. And then they're like,
right.
Yep, and then it's Donkey Kong, K. Rool, and Diddy all sleeping and chilling at their house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as you are one to do.
Well, yeah, your mortal enemy, right?
Yep.
Just hang out.
I like how they have K. Rool just kicking it on his back with his big gut hanging out.
I mean, it would be uncomfortable to sleep on your stomach like that.
Yeah. And then they show a bird stand on someone's back, and you're like, oh, is it Banjo? Is it Banjo? Duck Hunt Dog.
Yep.
Fucking
badass.
That the fucking they're all shocked. Duck Hunt Dog doing their little laugh, fucking bullshit,
Yep.
and then jump from the sky. Yuck. And in the best possible way, Banjo-Kazooie is raring to go.
Oh my god.
Or are raring to go. Smash quality puns. And they actually got Grant Kirkhope, the original composer, to come back and do the music.
Right, which is great.
And yeah, all his former Rare buddies are cheering, and they show him in game. I think his eyes look a little off, but other than that, he looks great.
I was gonna say his eyes look like they've been magnified a bit or something.
It's like he is on some good shit.
He's on he's on that Nintendo shit.
He's like, I'm home.
Everything is so happy.
Yeah, no, as a character, he looks super fun. Like, he looks super fun. He has a great map, it looks like. They're bringing back his quality music. Bum, 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 bum. I like with King K. Rool, they replicate the end of the first Banjo-Kazooie.
Right.
He just, boom, K. Rool lands, Rock lands on him, and Banjo jumps off, and then, boom, peace sign, and all the jiggies and smiley face and whatnot. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate Cross Banjo-Kazooie.
I don't think I played much Banjo-Kazooie at all.
I loved those games as a child.
Yeah?
Yeah, they were great. They were fucking awesome if you liked the Mario 64 style game. Unfortunately, we get him second after Dragon Quest Dude.
Well, yeah, but
Sad.
it's gonna come eventually.
True.
It'll be here.
So they're talking and they're like, all right, we got one more thing. And it's it's Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah, a direct sequel.
Yeah, weird. First one of these in a while.
Right.
Second console one of these ever. I'm very curious to see if they're going to do the same world, because it's like, well, we explored Hyrule in that timeline era. So Are we going to a new place? Is this new dude going to fuck everything up? Are we going to a new, like, what's happening here?
It's underworld Hyrule, and the geography is different.
Well, so they show the castle like an earthquake happened, it rising out of the ground, and then it cuts to more of the like weird haunted stuff and the wavy lines of the smoke. The sequel, The Legend of Breath of the Wild, is now in development.
Yes.
Most blunt way they could put it. No name, no title card, no shit.
I love it. It's great.
And then Nintendo. Yeah, I'm giving that a solid A-, buddy.
It was pretty damn good.
Bunch of games, most of them given dates, all genres covered basically except for first-person shooter. Even then, that was a little bit of coverage. It's not what you want.
Not the ideal coverage, but
the only thing that would have gotten this up to an A for me is Bayonetta 3. But hey, I understand. They're working on it. You can't rush perfection.
They're doing Astral Chain, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. What about you? Grade?
Oh, man. You know, I may have to give it an A- as well, because they're working on a lot of stuff. They're experimenting with things like Cadence of Hyrule. They're, getting franchises like No More Heroes, getting them a full-on sequel on the Switch. They're letting developers try things like an Astral Chain. They're getting a sequel to one of the best games of the generation in Breath of the Wild 2. Expanding on Super Mario Maker, which was a big deal. They're doing a lot of cool stuff.
So, we got a couple of comments from our last episode, which was 3 days ago.
Okay, real quick, I decided to just look over the Ubisoft thing, so I'm just going to zip in really quick. Watch Dogs got a big demo. You can jump into any NPC in the world, and you can, including being an old lady, which was the highlight of I think the conference.
I mean, that's my number one video game fantasy.
Right.
Yep.
Biggest letdown of it is that they did not include dogs in the game anywhere because they thought players would expect they'd be able to play as a dog and would be disappointed if they didn't. So they just didn't include dogs at all.
Why didn't you just make dogs playable?
Why not just make dogs? Because they didn't want to do it, I imagine. More
Probably
work.
A lot of work, yeah.
Motion capture, all that fun stuff. Oh my god. Okay, so then like Just Dance, or not Just Dance, was it Dance Central had like a thing, and like Dance Central or Just Dance likes to do.
Ubisoft is Just Dance, yes.
So it was Just Dance, and Just Dance had like a whole dancing musical number like they like to do, and I'm bringing it up because it's my favorite thing of E3 press conferences is like just like hundreds if not thousands of people like just sitting and like watching these people dance quietly. Like, okay, can you please show us your game? Yes, well, yep, all right. That was wonderful.
You know what was one of my favorite things about Ubisoft and Sony, or not Sony, Square. At Square, we got to see that PS Vita logo, boy, at the end of one of those trailers. And I was like, yeah, it ain't dead yet.
Yeah,
it ain't dead yet. The king. And then, even fucking better, because at this point the shit is, let's see, 13 years old. The fucking at the end of that Just Dance trailer, coming to fucking Wii.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy, the king.
Like apparently, things like Just Dance and using the Wii controllers helps people that are like doing movement therapy.
Well, I mean, it's just like how like FIFA kept coming out on the PS2 until like 3 years ago.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Like when a console sells over 100 million units, like someone is going to get blood from the stone,
right?
You know? And apparently, Just Dance is that fucking blood.
Like, man, if it makes some money, go for it, man. Just do it.
All right, so what else from Ubisoft? Give us more.
That's kind of the biggest thing. They talked about Rainbow Six, and they had some games going on in there.
God, I remember when they did that. I was at that Rainbow Six Siege demo, and the outlet I worked for at the time, we gave it our game of the show that year.
Really?
Yeah, and like I voted for a different game. I voted for an indie game called Gravity Ghost, but because it was Mario Galaxy but 2D.
Okay.
But everyone else voted for Siege, which was a great fucking game. But man, did we not expect that shit to blow up like it did? Like, holy hell!
Right.
No. So I kind of came away with 3 takeaways from this E3.
Okay.
This year is kind of a bummer outside of Nintendo stuff, and even more so. I really hope that because of this and all these delays and shit, the next 2 years at E3 and in the industry as a whole are going to be bangers for AAA because it's holding shit.
Yep.
2 is Nintendo won the day for me now. Like, for these next 365 days or like even 18 months, the Nintendo, my Switch is probably going to be my primary platform for anything that's not like a super high-end triple budget game, AAA game like Doom. Like, I'm going to be playing Dragon Quest on there, I'm going to be playing Mario Maker on there, I'm going to be playing Link's Awakening and Astral Chain and all this fun. Like, these things are being used constantly, and I love it. And I'm glad that they're focusing on games the way they are. But the press conference, and then later, Giant Bomb interview, where I saw the future, was Xbox.
Yes.
I think that Xbox is so fucking ahead of the curve right now.
Right.
That and so many people on my Twitter and my Facebook and my social media don't get it when I tweet about it or text or post about it. Where I'm just like, or like someone will post like great Xbox One games, and then the meme is he opens a book, buy a PS4. And I'm like, And people are like, "Oh man, but you can also play it on PC." And I'm like, "Yes, but what do you need to play it on PC?
Right.
Windows,
Uh-huh.
and also you probably need to go to the Microsoft Store, and the game is published by Microsoft, so they're getting the money either way, and it's like they got you coming going from every spot because it's like, okay, let's say next gen you get a PS5 and a PC. Well, guess what, bitch? You are very much going to be in the Xbox ecosystem because of all those rad games that they bought through their new studios. They have Turn 10, they have Playground Games, Ninja Theory, Double Fine, 343, Coalition, like the Initiative, that new studio they bought where they poached a bunch of talent from Naughty Dog and Sony Santa Monica. They have you coming and going from all these different spots, right?
Sure.
So they're gonna have something for you in every single spot because they bought all those new studios.
Right.
On top of that, Game Pass is so cheap and it's on both of their platforms.
Yep.
So it's like, so for the casual audience, that makes way more sense.
It really does.
Like, it's like my girlfriend. She's a mom. She's busy. She works a job that doesn't pay super great, and for her, a $60 game can be hard to justify at times. But a $10 to $15 a month prescription subscription, like that's easy.
Yep.
And even for me, the hardcore gamer, like it's like, well, like if Microsoft has all these studios that are constantly coming out with good shit, along with a bunch of third party games, along with all my old shit carrying over, it's this really appealing thing of like, dude, why wouldn't you want to be in that ecosystem? And they've always had the advantage of having the more stable store and the more stable, better online system that doesn't run like shit. Like, God, how often does the PlayStation Store crash, even still, constantly?
It crashed today, apparently.
Yeah, PSN down at least once a week. Shocking.
Yeah.
It's been, hey guys, it's been 13 years, but, you do you. At least the store isn't a webpage anymore. That's
right.
Cool. So it's this thing where it's like, they're so ahead on services, which I think that's where the future of games are. And they have the most ways to get you into their ecosystem. Because it's like, okay, hey, you want in the Microsoft ecosystem? You want to play on PC? We got you. In fact, some of our games are even on Steam. It's like, okay, right. you want in the Microsoft ecosystem? You want a console? Boom. Project Scarlet. You want into the Microsoft ecosystem? And you want streaming? Don't worry about Stadia. Don't do Stadia. Project X Cloud.
Okay.
And I think it's this thing where it's like, Project Scarlet's probably going to launch at $400 to $500.
Right.
Standard console launch price.
Yep.
But it's a lot easier to justify that cost when, oh man, all my games carry over. Because I remember when I was a kid, the first question my mom always asked, well, does it play your old games?
Sure.
Guaranteed. And then you have that combined with plus you can play most of the good games on it for $10, $15 a month.
Right.
$180 a year if you want to pay yearly.
Mm-hmm.
And I just see this future. I'm just like, and then I was talking with Anthony Ta about it, and I'm like, it'll get people way more into games and make it way easier for people to play games together, because Anthony Ta does not give a shit about Halo.
Sure.
I care a lot about Halo, and would love to play Halo with Anthony Ta. But it's really hard to tell Anthony Ta, go spend $60 to play this game with me and you and two other people, once a week.
Right.
But you want to know what's really easy to do? Hey Anthony, you have your Game Pass subscription. We all have Halo. Let's play Halo.
Yep.
And because I was realizing this as I was looking at my subscription today, it's like, oh shit, Anthony subscribed to Game Pass too. Anthony and I can play Monster Hunter together now.
Right.
Or Gears or Forza or all this other shit that's on there. So because Because once again, now it's the Netflix thing of like, oh man, I watched this new show. It's like, oh cool, well like, I don't have cable. Like, nah, bro, it's on Netflix. Go watch it. And you just watch it like that night.
Yep.
Like it's like I said this 2 years ago when they first announced Gamekast, and I really got into it when they said, hey, all their first party stuff is going to be there day one with all these new studios. I was like, they are going to set up for a killer launch for 2020. Yep. And I see it, and I don't see how Sony's going to respond. And,
well, since they're not talking about much, it'd be hard to guess.
Well, it's like, okay, so it's been confirmed it's going to be backwards compatible, which that's good. That's a big plus.
Yep.
But it's like, okay, are they going to do their own version of Game Pass? Probably not. They've doubled down on PlayStation Now, which, bummer, streaming. And it's like, most of their big developers are just done making games right now. Like, they're just now getting done with projects. Like, Last of Us 2 is going to launch next year, and then Naughty Dog's going to be on to their next project's going to take at least 2 years for PS5. And it's like, okay, well, Sony Santa Monica's only 1 year removed from God of War. And, like, Polyphony Digital, I mean, Gran Turismo's huge, but it's not like, that shit ain't going to sell a fucking PS5. It's like, and then, like, Ghost of Tsushima's going to come out next year, and it's like, well, I mean, once again, that means it's going to be another 2 to 4 years before we get a new Sucker Punch game. And then it's like, alright, Guerrilla Games will be at that point 3 years removed from Horizon. So, okay, that's a realistic one.
Okay.
And so I'm just like, it's like, and then Kojima will be 1 year removed from Death Stranding. So it's like, so you have one of your first-party studios who will be able to be ready to have a game for the first year of the system. And your big selling point for PS4 and PS3, but PS4 especially, has been, hey, come check out all these fucking exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, come check out Spider-Man. Come check out God of War. Come check out this Shadow of the Colossus remake. Come check out Uncharted Lost Legacy, Horizon. Like, these games you can only play on us. And a more powerful box. And it's like, okay, we don't know if they're going to have the more powerful box yet. Like, there's no way to determine that.
Right.
I don't think they're going to have the better deal on games because of Game Pass. And, like, backwards compatibility, that's nice. And it's like, okay, like, most of Microsoft Studios, outside of the Coalition and Ninja Theory, don't have a game announced or out recently. Like, okay, they've confirmed 343 Halo at launch. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Turn 10 hasn't put a game out since 2017. PlayGround Games has apparently been working on an RPG since the same time they started Forza Horizon 4. So, book that for the first year, most likely.
Right.
Double Fine, who fucking knows? Like, being real.
Working on something.
Like, they're working, they said we're working on Psychonauts and something else, so who the fuck knows? They made that new studio, The Initiative.
Yep.
And they said, hey, last year we acquired the best talent from Crystal Dynamics, from Naughty Dog, from Sony Santa Monica, and all of Southern California. Yeah. So they made a super studio.
Yeah.
Who knows how it's going to work out? We'll see. But, like, okay, that's a 6th game. They have the Cuphead guys under their wing, technically. Rare will be, at that point, 3 years removed from Sea of Thieves. So, they have 8 studios, not including the We Happy Few guys and Obsidian guys, because they'll also be still kind of working on their old stuff. But that's 8 studios, which will most likely have a game out in the first year and a half.
Right.
Which are, all, by the way, all day one on Game Pass.
Man. That's incredible. Yeah, I don't know. With Sony being quiet the way they are, I just hope that they're working on something. I have to assume they are.
And here's the thing. Who knows? We could be entirely wrong about this. Like, Sony could come out at fucking PSX this year or E3 next year and be like, fuck everything. Check this out.
Right.
But I feel like they've kind of gotten a little bit of PS3 cocky.
Well, so that's what's interesting about this generation is that we saw 360 PS3, like the entire generation, 360 was out in front, got comfortable, PS3 was working from behind.
And barely caught it. They got ahead by 1 million units.
Like right at the end, and that was when the new generation started, and the Xbox One presentation got rocky, and PS4 rocketed ahead. But like in the middle of that, things started swaying in terms of like opinion towards Microsoft under Xbox under Phil Spencer.
Right, because they're doing the backwards compatibility thing, which
they're doing that. They're working with Nintendo on stuff. Sony's always last to speak or just straight up denies like crossplay stuff.
And granted, it's really easy to it's real easy to do this stuff when you're in second place.
Yep.
But but it's very much and this was totally flipped last generation, as we all know.
Yep.
But Phil Spencer has single-handedly made me really want to support the Xbox brand.
Yep.
Honestly, single-handedly. Because, all that PC integration. This week alone, we got involved in Game Pass this week. And I paid my $1 for my month.
Uh-huh.
And I logged on and I was just like, oh cool, I can play Sea of Thieves with Quinn this weekend. And I don't know that game. And I've been wanting to play The Messenger and Thumper since they came out, but just haven't had justify the cost. Played both, loved them both, great games.
Yep.
Same thing with Hellblade. I've never got around to trying a couple of these games on here. Totally gonna do that now, just like Wargroove and Tacoma. And that doesn't include the shit that I've already played that I want to replay that's on my Xbox One. And I'm just like, this is really easy to support. And their social features are so much better than literally everyone else.
Right.
It's just
it's easy to support. I just I don't have the money right now in me to get like an Xbox One in that kind of support, but with them extending, the Game Pass to PC, I am just more than thrilled with that. And just started up Sea of Thieves, which I've been wanting to play since I heard it was announced, and I just never got the chance. Now with this, I'm in it.
And not only that, but dude, once again, Project Scarlet next year. Just wait to buy that box.
That's also yeah.
Yeah, it's a year and a half is more than enough time to get $500 together, which is probably what it'll cost.
Right, and there's enough Xbox games that I've been wanting to play, and $60 products I've been wanting to play that I'll have access to for less through this. That combine those with the Master Chief Collection, provided that plays well. That will entertain me until that console comes out.
Because Metro Exodus, banger. Wolfenstein 2, banger. Rise of Tomb Raider, Vampire, Messenger, dude,
yep.
And the console version is way more fleshed out, way more. So when eventually you do have an Xbox. And even then, it's crossplay between the two, so it's if I'm on my Xbox and I'm not wanting to jump over to my computer,
yep,
dude. This makes this really easy to support, and I'm very curious to see how Sony's going to respond.
Yeah,
because normally you can do the direct comparison, but
it's hard this time around, and I find it very interesting.
Yeah, because and once again, I'm very curious to see if Microsoft will be this forward thinking when they're in the lead.
History says no, but
that's every game. I have found that over time, I like to do in second place for game consoles the most.
Yep. Because they're the ones trying to win your support.
Because, like, I look back to, like, the N64 generation is the only one where I'm like, okay, yes, PS1, obvious answer here. But it's like, you look back to, like, the original Xbox and, like, the GameCube versus the PS2. Like, that original Xbox was rocky.
Yeah.
That thing was fucking... That thing had heart. That's the thing. That thing did everything in its power to be like, we're not supposed to be here, but we fucking are. You know? Here, you want the best version of all the multiplats with futuristic online? Come fucking here. You know?
Sure.
You want to play custom soundtracks in a lot of your games? Fucking here.
Yep.
You want, like, these big Western RPGs and P-style games that aren't on the other guy? Come here.
You want to play Outlaw Golf?
Yeah, that's a thing.
That's a thing.
Mech Assault, Armed and Dangerous, Splinter Cell.
Yeah, Splinter Cell.
The original I said this. I've said this on Twitter before. The original Xbox is the Dreamcast of the West. It is a disgustingly underrated system.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, you had custom soundtracks and, like, all your sports games and racing games and shit. And you had a bunch of really weird, good exclusives, like Ninja Gaiden and Mech Assault and Crimson Skies and KOTOR and your Halos. And then, like, Xbox Live, that original Xbox Live did shit some current networks don't do.
Like what?
Like, hey, actual consistent usernames. Nintendo. Halo 2 skill-based matchmaking and not random server browsers.
Yeah.
You know, and then, like, you go and you listen to Phil Spencer talk on, like, every year he does, like, an hour-long interview on Giant Bomb. And every year, for the past 3 years, I've listened to it, like, twice. And the reasoning is because every time it's like, dude, this is, like, I want to support this fucking brand. You know?
Right.
Because it's like it's such a, like, positive, like, consumer-minded message for video games for the future.
Yeah.
And on top of all that, like, I think back to, you know, but, like, you look at the PS3 generation and, like, 360, when they were hungry during the first 3 years or so, because they need to establish a lead, man, that might be the best 3 years a console have fucking ever had. If the Red Ring of Death did not happen to that system, no one would have a bad fucking thing to say about the first 3 years of that system.
Right.
Launched strong, had great games over its first 3-4 years that were just on it, innovating via online, via Xbox Live Arcade, party chat, custom soundtracks in every game. There's some shit that 360 did that the current consoles also don't do. You can download your CDs to it and listen to a custom soundtrack in any game. Hook any MP3 player to it, listen to a custom soundtrack, any game. Party chat that, like, works well consistently across everything.
Yep.
You know, like the weird app integration stuff, super cool. First system to do the Netflix thing.
That Netflix thing was great.
It was awesome.
Ugh.
Why the fuck is that not around anymore?
It's Rabbit. It's a website.
Does it use Netflix?
Yeah, you can do it with YouTube videos. You can do it with a couple other things like Hulu and.
Oh shit, we gotta get on that.
Yeah, it's rabb.it, and I watched through a bunch of Marvel movies with my brother, and it's great. I wish it was as easy as just going on my console, but I mean, it's not necessarily more difficult. So
yeah, like,
it's back. It's a thing. It's just 360 was like alone doing that.
But like 1 versus 100.
Oh my god, 1 versus 100. We need more weird things like that.
But then like Xbox got a big healthy lead by like 20 million units, and then like Sony was hungry, and it's like Sony laid down the It was just like, okay, we are gonna do this through brute force of video games and technology. Hey, Resistance 2, Resistance 3, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, fucking Warhawk, Little Big Planet 1, 2, you know, like, just bang, Killzone 2, Killzone 3, like, just banger exclusives and better multiplats God of War, Yakuza, basically from 2008, like the end of '08 to the like when the next gen launched, Sony was on a crusade of like, here are badass exclusive video games you'd only get on our fucking box. And that made me move over to them. And then this generation, and then they continued that through the start of this generation. But
Did you not mention Metal Gear Solid 4?
Oh well, that was before the.
Oh, that was before, yeah.
They started to turn the ship around. That was the one game that stopped the ship from sinking. Okay, by midway through '08, these were the big exclusives on PS3.
Mm-hmm.
Ratchet and Clank. Okay, great game, but not a system seller.
Sure.
Heavenly Sword, same thing.
Yeah.
Warhawk, same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, the first Uncharted, great game, awesome game.
Sure.
That is arguably a system seller. Arguably.
Yeah.
Okay, Super Stardust HD. Okay, it's better Geometry Wars.
Yeah.
So, Motorstorm. Resistance, great online multiplayer. Halo exists though, bro.
Yep.
So it's like you have all these years worth of stuff going on, and so it's like, and then like so that's your first year, and you're like, okay, that's great, but the other side has Gears and Halo and Viva Pinata and Oblivion and fucking Ghost Recon and like, what are you gonna do? Forza, you know, the not broken version of Orange Box, the better versions of Call of Duty and Rock Band, and a better online.
Yeah.
And you know what? Metal Gear 4 was so fucking good that it stopped the ship from sinking. Do you know how much Sony probably owes Kojima for that fucking game right now?
Do you think it's single-handedly?
I think it was a big turning point. I think it was a big fucking turning point. That game, it was a big enough game to where it got me, who was very much on the fuck the PlayStation train, and several others, to go out and buy the box for this one fucking game. And then once you had the box, you're like, oh shit, Blu-rays. It's like, oh shit, fucking Uncharted's cool. You know, and Little Big Planet came out that holiday season. And Resistance 2 was another great one that came out that holiday season. And Motorstorm 2 and Wipeout all came out that year. And Trophies came out around that exact same time as well. So you finally got caught up on the achievement thing. So it was but like Metal Gear was the turning point, I feel. Because it was right before Trophies, it was right before all the other releases. It was it was literally the emergency plug the sinking ship. It was literally just like, this game is good enough for you to spend $400 fucking alone. And it was. Yeah. I spent $400 fucking dollars.
Ah, man.
For one game.
Right.
And I immediately gameflied all the stuff I missed, and I ended up buying about half of it. Like, Heavenly Sword was great, Warhawk was great. Resistance was probably the coolest story in a game that did not play that great.
Okay.
Like, it had an amazing story, but playing through it was rough. Ratchet and Clank was super fun, and it was cool to get around to all these games. I just, no, why didn't I get around to these? And then, once again, 2009, that's when the real turnaround happened. Because that's when I was like, okay, Killzone's here.
Yep.
It's like, okay, the better version of Street Fighter and Resident Evil are here. You know, hey, Uncharted 2.
Yeah, Uncharted 2. Goddamn. What a year.
And yeah, that's when the real fight happened, and then it snowballed the other way, and snowballed it early into the generation. So, especially with Microsoft's early stumbles, I think if Microsoft didn't have such a bad presentation, and they went the Sony route of just, here's some cool fucking video games, this generation would have been a 50-50 split.
Yeah,
I really do. If they just would have said, fuck the Kinect, throw that thing in a hole, and just gone 50-50 split, because you look at the launch of that thing. It's like, all right, hey, at launch you got a new Dead Rising that's exclusive, looks rad. For like the first year of the Xbox One is a lot more encouraging than the first year of PS4. Like when you go and compare it, because like it's let's see, it's Dead Rising 3, which in my opinion is the best one. Forza 5, Killer Instinct, Titanfall 1. Let's see, Titanfall 1, the Master Chief Collection, though it would take a full year to get that fixed. Sunset Overdrive.
Right.
Forza Horizon 2. Killer Instinct Season 2. And there are probably a couple others I'm forgetting. Versus Infamous Second Son, and The Last of Us, and Resogun.
Okay.
You know, like you like they had a very compelling argument. It's just that the problem is like, you know, it's very similar to how the PS3 was fucked for a long time by $599 US.
Yeah, the messaging was not good.
And Microsoft did not get it turned around fast enough.
I distinctly remember when Jimmy Fallon, I think, had someone on. Wasn't Jack Tretton? I forget who it was, but had someone on and then like said like, so this is the console that can play used games. Like directly stating like the Xbox couldn't do it, and I just remember being like, oh fuck. Oh no, this is it.
No, I remember doing interviews. Like I remember doing interviews at the PS4 launch and Xbox One launch. Like I was interviewing the crowds, and like I would ask them like, "Yo, so why are you getting a PS4? Xbox One's out in like 3 days." And like, "Oh, well, I can play used games on it," or it's like, and I'm like 9 times out of 10 that was the fucking answer, and I'm just like, dude, just like they killed us. They done. It's done. Stick a fork in it.
Right.
You know,
but you know what? That Microsoft has been, or Xbox has been really fighting back since then.
Like, and you know, I hope they keep doing it. And I hope they earn it.
Yeah.
I hope that they, you know, and I kind of hope that Sony stops their bullshit E3s, because I really hate going to an E3 and getting excited for a game, and it's still not being out, you know, 5 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like,
I assume that's why they didn't. I assume that's why they didn't come this year.
Well, yeah, because all they have to show is PS5 shit and the 3 games they showed last year.
And they knew people were going to be fed up with it, so it's like,
It's like, fine, I'll fucking leave. It's weird not having them there.
Sure.
And I'm sure that they're going to show a bunch of PS5 games that aren't going to be out until 2022. And they're all going to look awesome. I'm sure that whatever Sony Santa Monica's working on is going to be dope. I'm sure that the next Naughty Dog game after Last of Us is going to be sick. I'm sure Killzone and Horizon 2 are going to look great. You know, maybe they'll get From Software to make another Bloodborne. You know, I'm not, you know, there are already rumors circling around Street Fighter 6. You know, like, so I'm not sure if that'll be PlayStation exclusive, but we'll see.
Right.
But yeah, you know, I'm sure Persona 6 in the year 2026 will be great. But yeah, so we'll see.
It's interesting.
Very, very kind of a down E3.
Yeah, you know, we're starting to ramp up for the next generation. You know, Nintendo's in the middle of their strides, so they're different. But
I'm very much looking forward to doing Game of the Year this year, and 6 of these motherfuckers being Nintendo games. You know, like I'm thinking about like, what are my favorite games this year? Like, because we're at the halfway point of the year, and like I thought about like, okay, so if I were to do a top 5 because we're halfway through, and in no particular order, I'm like, okay, Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry has been really good.
Oh.
But no, it's like, okay, Devil May Cry, Tetris 99.
Okay. Tetris 99 this year?
Yeah, came out in February.
Oh, okay.
Smash Brothers DLC, does that count?
I wouldn't, but, you know.
Okay, so we'll say no there. What came out this year that I've played? I guess I have to put DOA 6 because there's no more, you know. Katana Zero. That was a great game by the Hotline Miami folks.
Okay.
Katana Zero and DOA 6.
Uh-huh.
And there has to be something else that I played this year.
You have to have played more than 5 games.
I've played more, but it's like that are worth like, oh man, I love that game.
Oh.
Resident Evil 2, I guess. Or no, actually, I'll put Kingdom Hearts because I actually finished Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
So it's like Kingdom Hearts, DOA 6, Katana Zero, dear Lord, I already lost the other two already.
Man, this is one hell of a year for you.
Yeah, it should explain everything that my most played game of this year is a game from last year, Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Right.
Anyway, we got comments.
Comments.
Comments. We'll read them.
Okay.
So I titled last week's episode R.I.P. headphone users because my personal audio was fucked.
Yep.
So we got comments. Aaron Baldwin, bury me with my headphones.
Uh-huh.
Ethereum, yes, read us a story with a soothing voice. I don't know who they're...
Here's a story of E3.
It was sad.
It had its ups and downs. Keanu Reeves was there.
He was, and he called me breathtaking.
We are all breathtaking.
Yep. Hey, it's your boy Adi. What's good?
Nothing.
An LGBTQ plus con circuit. That's awesome.
I assume they're still going. They just don't go to San Francisco anymore, which is why we haven't been going.
And she also says, "Let me stream with you." So that was my girlfriend.
Oh.
Yep. Hi, Nicole.
Well, don't you stream anyway?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just like, or let me stream Ori with you, and I'm like, fine. That game comes out in February. We can stream it.
Absolutely.
Is dead.
Oh.
And then R.I.P. indeed.
Yeah. Hopefully this episode will turn out better.
From everything I'm seeing in my test runs, either it's going to be perfect or I'm going to be a little bit too quiet.
Okay.
So, I mean, if anything, you can just all turn your volume up for this episode. We're gonna get it hammered out eventually, I swear.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
It just takes a couple tries.
Under construction.
Anyway, anyway, do you have anything else you want to talk about, man?
Hey, man, what games you playing this week, you think?
I booted up so because of Game Pass.
Yes.
I booted up Thumper.
Right.
That game was cool. It's really hard.
Really?
Booted up some of that there. Crackdown 3.
Oh, man.
I played all of an hour of that before being like, oh, you guys made Crackdown 1, eh?
I remember Crackdown 1 being pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just like it. So, I mean, there you go.
Huh.
The roommate and I streamed through Cuphead.
Okay.
We're almost done with the first island of 3. We have one more level to go. If you guys ever want to catch that, you can do that. Catch us at twitch.tv/2roomiestream. So if you ever want to watch that, feel free.
Fun.
Cuphead's cool. It's my second run through of it. I will say streaming it, like, you could, like, I will, because the stream is delayed, so occasionally I'll go look over to the second monitor and just see when I die and see my face just get frustrated immediately. Super funny. So I've been doing that, and then I've also been solo streaming when I have the time, New Mario U. For some reason, people really like watching me play 2D platformers that I'm bad at. I can only imagine
Give
why.
the people what they want. Me
in a Mario hat swearing.
Yeah, sure.
So So yeah, and I kind of just hopped around a bunch of stuff on Xbox Game Pass. Like I popped into Gears for a little bit, popped into Forza Horizon, Quinn and I are gonna do Sea of Thieves sometimes this weekend.
Cool.
So yeah, it's gonna be yeah. They already they already got me trying shit out. And Dead by Daylight is on the console version. So I did not give a fuck about that game until they added a character. Do you know who that character is?
Would it be Mike Myers?
No, it was Ash Williams from Evil Dead.
They added Ash Williams?
They added Ash Williams.
Oh my god.
I am not a horror fan. I do not care for most horror things. But Evil Dead and the Army of Darkness and Evil Dead 2 are three of my favorite movies.
That's great.
And once again, not a horror fan. So like single-handedly I popped into my friend's stream who was streaming it, Lexi, and she was and I'm like, if you are not playing Ashley Williams or Ash Williams, you are playing this game wrong.
I enjoy that game, but man, is it stressful.
It is very stressful. Yeah, but it was, not really much in depth to say about any of those titles because, the way they are. Gears is still a lot of fun. Oh, Gears 4, another one. Like, I was surprised at how much, oh yeah, dude, when, Gears 4 is when they kind of perfected the multiplayer so it doesn't, lag or have as many problems because there's dedicated servers. Like, when Gears multiplayer is perfected, it's fun as hell.
Sure. Oh man, Gears of War has always been fun. They never really had a problem with that, multiplayer wise, anyway, from my perspective.
Yeah, that's a Game Pass game. We should get on that together. Anyway.
I plan on, I got Game Pass for PC, so I'm trying out Sea of Thieves now, and I'm gonna check out some Gears because I've been itching for some Gears.
Hell! Come on,
Anya! My hot pocket, I overcooked it. And oh god, the locust. Oh, I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, so you play anything?
Sea of Thieves. I'm gonna get some hard drive so I can download and play some Gears. I want to download Sunset Overdrive because that's another game I've been wanting since the day it was announced. So I'll probably check that out at some point, and then probably a little GTA because I just like blowing off some steam.
What platform do you have that on?
PS4.
Fuck.
Yep.
I have it on PS4, but I don't want to install it. I was just going to say
Sure.
Fuck it, I might go reinstall it.
I mean, that's just where my friends were.
See, this is a problem I currently have, and why I really want crossplay to hurry up and get the fucking adopted already. Is because they're literally split across everything.
Right.
I have friends on everything, and it sucks. Whenever a big multi-platform like that comes out, it's literally I literally will either have, if I want to play with everyone, I have to buy it 3 times. It sucks. It super sucks.
Yep.
Anyway, I think that's about it.
I think so.
Yep. Been a good show. We'll be back next week with far less going on, admittedly, because E3 will be over. We'll be doing the E3 cleanup dance.
Of course. Recapping,
going over all the, filling in the news blanks that no one decided to say because it sounded awful at the time, I'm sure.
Sure.
Anyway, y'all, love you, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Have a good week, you guys.
Love it.